Hello everybody, my name's Steph and today I'm going to bring you another pen review. I'm going to show you one of my pens from my collection, and what we have here is a beautiful Montblanc pen. This is one of a couple of Montblancs that I've actually got in my collection, and what it is this is actually the Montblanc 146 Le Grand. Okay, a lovely substantial pen. When I say substantial, from the top of the cap to the bottom there, it's approximately 142 millimeters capped, and the diameter of the barrel is approximately 13 millimeters. This particular pen is what they term as a piston filler. This is the piston knob at the bottom here. It comes in a black precious resin, as opposed to the earlier models, which I believe were celluloid, and it comes with with gold plated trim, i.e. the cap bands here and the clip are gold plated. Let's just show you the cap bands here, and let's try and get you a close up, and hopefully you can actually see that. What it actually says is well, not there, but if I can just twirl it round, there we go. It has Montblanc, Meisterstück, and then just after that, if we can get round to it, is number 146. Okay, so lovely and crisp. There's no brassing on these bands or anywhere. It's in absolutely superb condition. Incidentally, what you'll notice on the cap bands or underneath the clip there's no picks. The picks was actually introduced, I believe, 1997 onwards, so the slightly older pens didn't have this picks that the new ones have. To the top of the pen there, what we have is the very distinctive white Montblanc logo, which depicts the snow peak of the Montblanc mountain. What you'll also find, although this one is a lovely white colour, the older pens of the 146, this particular logo was a slight off-white colour or a creamy colour, okay, as opposed to the lovely crisp white on the newer pens. If I show you the clip here, again, don't know if you can actually see it, but what we have to this side here is it's actually stamped West Germany, and then if I turn it round here, you'll see it has a serial number that begins with two letters. Now this is all very confusing, this West Germany, because I'm not sure actually when they brought the West Germany out, because I believe the newer pens nowadays have, well, they just simply have Germany with a serial number, whereas the older versions, I believe, had just, I think they just had simply Germany, no serial number, and the West Germany, I believe, was sort of introduced, I believe, about 1980 from what I understand, whereas the later pens were just simply, as I say, the up-to-date versions. I've got one that's marked Germany with a serial number. So the earlier versions just simply had, I believe, just had Germany on them, no serial number. Let's show you underneath the cap here, and what you'll see straight away is the 149. This particular model, as well, this particular model is, I've dated it to 1991, and what it actually has here is a clear grey ink view window. Now the earlier versions, I believe sort of 1949 to 1960, they had a clear window with black stripes. Now I believe they tended to discolour, so that was one of the disadvantages of that particular one. And then between 1960 and 1970, Montblanc brought out a transitional pen, which the window here was actually a clear blue colour, which sometimes is confused with this particular model. As I say, this, although it looks bluish on the video here, is actually like a clear grey. The transitional model was a distinctive clear blue window. What we have here as well is the feed, and the feed, as you can see, has this matte black collar to the top there, which were introduced to the later models. On the very early models of the 146, the feed here had a slight curve inwards, okay, and then they brought out this, if you like, this flat feed here. There's the nib. Let's try and give you a nice clear close-up, and what we have on the nib is 4810, which is the height of the Montblanc mountain. Underneath that we have the Montblanc logo, and then underneath that we have 14 carat with a K, and then underneath that we have the Montblanc. Okay, and incidentally, for you new people that are sort of looking to buy their first Montblanc and they don't know where to buy it or what to look for, Montblanc never did a nib that said Germany or said iridium point. So if you actually see a Montblanc that says Germany or has iridium point on it, then steer well away, because it's most probably it's a fake. Okay, so that's what you should be looking for on a Montblanc nib. Okay, to the back of the pen we've got the feed. This particular one I believe is an ebonite feed. Again, the earlier ones were made of celluloid. The pens from the 1949, 1960, they had what they term as a flat ski slope feed, which was a lot thinner, and obviously it had, like, well, as it says, like a ski slope. And then after that they brought out a round grooved feed, and then I believe this one, which, as I say, is I believe to be an ebonite. And then after this one, my other pen, which is a little bit newer than this one, has the distinctive fins. If you look at it sideways on, you can actually see the distinctive fins to the feed. Okay, but this pen, as I say, I'm dating it to 1991 with an ebonite feed. Okay, so hopefully you're happy with that for the time being. As I say, the pen is a piston fill. This is the piston knob here, and what we actually do, we actually unscrew this particular knob here, and then just to show you, if we unscrew it, as I'm unscrewing it, hopefully you'll be able to see the piston inside the ink view window there, and there it goes. So there's your piston inside all the way to the top, and then if we tighten the knob to the bottom, there you can see the piston going all the way home. But before we tighten it up, let's unscrew it again to show you this particular section here. And what you'll actually notice is actually this has a brass thread to the piston knob. Again, the earlier versions, this particular section here was made in a black plastic. Okay, so the earlier versions now have this this brass thread. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll screw that all the way home for you. And while I'm screwing that, this particular band here, if you actually feel it, it's actually a flat band. Again, the earlier versions from 1949, 1960s, I believe this band had a slight, it was raised slightly. Okay, so that's another way of actually telling the difference in the ages, if you like. So this one's actually quite flat, and the other one was raised slightly. So hopefully we've shown you that. As I say, 1991, made of black precious resin. The earlier versions, the earlier pens, I believe were made from a black celluloid, okay, as opposed to the black precious resin. Okay, so now for you writing people, what we're going to do, let's show you how to fill the pen, and let's show you the pen writing. So what we simply do at this point is dip the pen into the ink, and what we do is we slowly turn the piston knob. Now What we're doing now is actually, by turning this knob, it's not filling. We've turned the knob all the way out. Now if we tighten it up, the piston now is retracting back, and this is where the filling action is. So now the ink, well, should I say the pen is being filled with ink. So as far as it goes, like so. So we tighten that up. We'll take the ink out of the way. Get a little tissue to wipe any ink away. And what we'll show you now, okay, you can actually see that the ink view is now not clear. So you can distinctly see that it's actually, I mean, these pens are absolutely superb for ink capacity. This is actually, it's actually full up now with ink. And there should be a slight gap at the top which allows for a little bit of air, but the ink capacity, as you can see now, there's no clear ink view window there. We can actually distinctly see that the pen is full of ink. So let's now get the pad and do you a little bit of writing. So it's a Montblanc number 146. Some people call this the Le Grand, and as you can see on this particular pen, it's actually a very fine line. So anybody that likes a fine line, this is ideal for them. And we'll do the classic number 8s. Okay, so there you have it. It writes with a lovely fine line. So hopefully you can all see that. So that's the Montblanc sample, or the writing sample from my Montblanc 146. Even though I have spelt it, I've spelt it wrong, but doesn't matter. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll pop the cap back. There we have the beautiful Montblanc Le Grand Montblanc 146, whichever way you'd like to call it. This one I'm dating to, as I say, 1991. It's a piston filler made of precious resin with gold plated trim, a beautiful Montblanc two-tone fine nib. Okay, in absolutely excellent condition. There's absolutely no wear, no brassing, or absolutely nothing on this pen. It's in absolutely excellent condition. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed looking at this pen. I hope you've enjoyed looking at it as much as I enjoy owning it. And don't forget, as before, there's lots of reviews on YouTube to have a look at, so don't be shy, go and have a look at them. Don't be shy, leave some comments. Well, I'm sure there'll be some comments hopefully left on this pen, because I may have got some dates wrong, I may have got some facts wrong, and I'm sure somebody will correct me on it. But hey, if one person learns something from this review, then I'm happy that that somebody's learned something. So I hope you've enjoyed it. So for now, bye now.